Okay, so we've already talked about declaring variables a little bit. You guys can see how we declare variables in an IDE or in Java. But I do want to point out we need to use the proper naming rules and possibly conventions if you want to follow those, and you should, because it makes things more standardized. A statement that declares a variable needs to have a data type, the identifier. You can have an optional assignment operator, an assigned value, and an ending semicolon. I can show that to you in a second, the program we've already worked on. But an assignment operator is an equal sign. It's a single equal sign. The value to the right is assigned to the variable on the left. It's initialized when you've made an assignment. Y'all have seen an error I made in a previous video where I tried to call a variable that had not been initialized yet. The initialization happens when you've actually assigned a value to it. Associativity is the order in which the operands are used with operators. So effectively, you follow the order of operations, but you also go left to right on most of the things. And declaring variables means you can declare the multiple variables of the same type in separate statements on different lines, or you can declare variables of the same type on the same line. But when you declare variables of different types, you have to use a separate statement for each type. Now let's jump into our code, and we will talk about that. That was me, accidentally. Let's see where I'm supposed to be. Hold on, there it is. Okay, so if we look at these variable declarations here, you can see that I've declared a variable, but you'll notice that all of these variables are initialized. But I am, however, allowed to declare a variable, so we'll call it float d, without initializing it. Say string e, and I can say like byte f. This program's still going to work. As long as I don't use these values, it's not going to error out. So I'm going to save this, and I'm going to run it. Well, except for that error that we created before. We're going to say b is equal to c, which should be fine. Nope, sorry. I can do it this way. C is equal to b. Can't assign to b. Alright, I'm going to go ahead and save this and run it now. Alright. There you go. That's not a data type. I tell you guys, it's hard for me to type a program without a couple of errors there. I should have known that when the highlighting didn't happen, when that didn't turn red, but here we go. And there it goes. Okay, so that's fairly straightforward. This is how to assign variables. Remember that this, let me just do it down here. You have the data type, the identifier, the assignment operator, and then the value to be assigned. That's how you declare and initialize a variable. And if I could probably do this here, but this is the data type, int. This is the identifier, a. This is the assignment operator, equals. And that's the value to be assigned. This is a statement, so it's going to end with a semicolon. So we'll just say end statements with semicolons, right? And of course this program will still run. Spacing is really weird looking, but yeah, it'll still run because Java skips spaces, and you can see exactly what we're doing. This has to follow the structure in order for this to work. I'm going to go ahead and run this, and you can tell it still works with no problems. All right, I'm going to go ahead and stop the video here.